Okay.
So glad
Feast.
we're getting to the end of the campaign.
Feast, you guys, is on
This way you won't feel
this
bad about killing us.
delightful little thing. Coureur des bois, crème d'érable. It's so good. So
Coureur des
insanely
bois.
good.
It's not language. It's just it's like 15% phlegm.
Basically Yiddish.
No, it's just how you say ours. Okay.
How do you say ours in French?
It depends on the word that you're saying, but
Ooh,
for example,
$30.
in this one, coureur is how you say it.
It's only $30, but is there going to be like, some stupid,
Import? Of course there
Import.
is, Trent.
It's vicious going from Canada to America.
Yeah, it is.
And vice versa. It's fucking insane.
But there's free in-store delivery with purchase $50 or more, so I just have to purchase 2 of them, fly to Canada.
But that deal might only be in Canada.
Fly to Canada.
You joke, but you
International.
might actually save money with this strategy.
I fly for free, so yes.
You fly for free?
Standby. Yeah.
Oh yeah, your sister's a flight attendant, right?
No, I have a friend who works in the airlines. I work for the hotel. We switch benefits.
That's right. I'm thinking.
So would you say that you guys are friends with benefits?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bow chicka
super sure.
Well,
I needed to put that in. I'm sorry.
no. Good job.
That's what he said.
Hey Brian, can you save us from ourselves?
I don't know.
He's just
You
letting
guys
us get
keep
all the
digging.
poison out.
Okay. Who would like to do the recap?
I think I can.
Okay.
Let's hype on it.
Me.
Go for it.
Impressive.
Okay, so we arrived. It was dark. The city was empty. And then we saw a figure that we believed was Alrux. Leona sent a messenger to him, and it went to the guy, so we assumed it was Alrux, and we saw a tube of some kind going from him. Upon closer examination and a lot of sneaking, we accidentally broke this Alrux clone. We're not quite sure of the fate of the dwarf, but him as well as Takifa are presumed dead and being controlled, or their visages are being controlled by an Allblex. We had attempted to make a deal with the Allblex after seeing there's a demon here. After we saw pushing his face into mine. I'm busy.
He's so cute. I can't.
Okay. Where was I? We saw the Rakshasa and Medusa. I cannot remember their names, but we saw them going. No, we saw the Rakshasa and the lovely lady.
Vala.
Lady Silverhair. Whose name is on the top of my.
Vala.
Mala.
Vala.
Yes, so they were walking down and down and down into the city, and we were not sure what to make of it. So we tried to team up with the Allblex, but that didn't work out as Torgazel opened his big mouth. Not Jacob, it was Torgazel. And he made a reference to an old gelatinous cube that he helped rescue way back in the day, and the Allblex didn't like it. So he freaked out, we ran away, ran into the demons, and kicked it off well. Tira got stuck in the Demonhold, and fortunately, Jacob said something smart, not to make up for Torgazel's stupid statement, and got the Medusa in trouble with the Rakshasa, and we ended up knocking out the Medusa, so go team go. The Rakshasa got away, unfortunately, and now we're trying to figure out how to free Tira from the Demonhold. who also, Lady Bala's husband is down in there too. So we may have a potential ally, but she seems wary of us as she doesn't remember us. So, yeah,
Very
it's a
good.
very roundabout way. Some stories are circles. Mine are zigzagging lines.
No, that was good. Take your inspiration.
You did
Mine's
it.
a bus route, lots of stops.
I have to get some ice for my trampled lap as me saying to people during my time as narrator.
All right, so the majority of you find yourselves in Koborth's tomb.
Majority. This is important.
That's right. We have his head.
His petrified head.
Mm-hmm.
It is stone. It was thrown to the ground. You also have a dead and soul-captured Medusa. And what seems to be a very, very impatient woman.
Lodeg is eating the Medusa's hair like noodles.
Can we have a lady in a trap moment?
With Pantuf? Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Except for they both try to bite each other to get the last
Yeah,
one. It's not
they just start
adorable.
growling.
Make opposed strength checks to get the last one.
Oh,
Just straight strength. Huh?
oh yeah, Pantoofs.
I'm still recovering from being stone. My jaw hurts. I don't want to talk about it.
What would the rest of you like to do?
Definitely want to check out that Medusa and see if there's anything of value or anything that can tell us what we're trying to accomplish. Help us with what we're trying to accomplish.
So make an investigation check.
Definitely character sheet is doing its job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice. So you start to look through her equipment, and most of her gear seems to be pretty standard. There doesn't seem to be much. Seems to be of better quality than what you have, except she has a large shoulder bag that contains 12 identical vials. Each vial is clear glass, and inside it, each vial is half full or half empty, of a clear liquid. And above the liquid in each vial is almost like a cloudy mist. Each vial is stoppered.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Also, you notice that her armor that she's wearing is not armor. And as her corpse is lying there and her body is cooling, her body is starting to turn to stone, but the armor starts to detach itself from her, and it falls off of her in pieces. Each part of the armor that looks like it should be attached to other parts of the armor, like leather armor is attached with straps and with metal attachments. These are not. They look like they should be, but they're not. And as the armor is falling off of her corpse, the undersides of the armor you look very closely with that investigation, you can see there are these tiny little cilia. And it looks, and when you look at her skin as it is turning to stone, it looks almost as if the cilia were embedded in her skin.
Ew. But interesting.
That's what you find on her. Leona, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear Scalemar. He says, poor Kobold. He was such a good sword. Could you at least pick his head up and put it with his body?
I was already planning to. Is his head not shattered?
It is not. It's a little chipped.
That's good.
But
And his body
it's
nearby?
big. It's heavy. It's like obsidian now.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I think I can lift that.
Yeah. It would be about maybe 10 or 20 pounds. But you can lift it and move it back to his body. When you do, you find that his body has likewise been turned to stone, and as has everything he was wearing. But lying next to the body is a plain leather scabbard. It looks like there are fittings for jewels, but they seem to have all been pried loose at some point in the past.
Do I feel like if somebody mended the break between the head and the body, it could be restored?
So it could likely be mended, but you don't know that there's much point beyond respect.
That's all I really care about.
Then you can do that.
Does anyone have the mending spell?
I do.
I don't know anything about this. But this creature, as I hold up one of the tentacles and wave it, under the snake hair or whatever, turns living things to stone, right?
Yeah.
So, I continue just to wave it back and forth.
You want to show it to the lake?
No, I was once stone. You made me living again.
Well, oh wait, I cast Greater Restoration on. Yeah, I'm scratching the back of my head. I'm a little tapped.
Make an Arcana check, Jacob.
Well, let me take a look.
So this is definitely a different kind of stone than Lodeg was turned into. Leona, Scalemar immediately says, That's my scabbard. What did they do to the poor thing?
Popped off all the gems, looks like.
I worked so hard on those gems. Koboth and I.
After this is all over, we'll get your gems back.
He thinks for a second and he sounds a little sad, but then you hear sort of this stiff upper lip and he says, You bet we will.
Why don't we kill demons first, though? Just for a break.
After what they did to my scabbard, stick me in something, I don't give a shit.
Name of my sex tape.
It's my solo LP album.
And and you have a scabbard. Would you like to show it to everyone, or would you like to see it just yourself?
I'll show it to everyone.
Okay.
It's a magic scabbard!
Oh.
It is only usable with Scalemar.
Smitey.
Mighty is the best word!
Smitier! Smitiest!
Oh, there's a hyperlink.
Mm-hmm. That's how to do exploding dice.
Ooh, I like Smitey.
Exploding.
Mightiest. Oh my god, that's the
Oh
best.
no! No! Game! You need to stop doing this to me.
Don't
Right,
click the
I know.
hyperlink. It takes you off the page in the game.
It's too late.
It was a
Ooh,
trap.
D10.
Brian, there was a pitfall in the note.
I hacked all of you. You need to right-click it and open a new tab.
Yeah. I just did not think that through.
It says for for 1 round. Never mind. Okay, cool. That is neat.
That's awesome.
I like those.
That's so cool. Let's see. Can I roll perception on the Koborth stone body? I'm thinking it's just a statue. It's a different stone, but I'm not sure.
With that arcana, you can... You think that this was once a body. It is too perfect to have been carved. But also imperfect in the way that a living body is. No sculptor, save perhaps one in the port, would perhaps add in these imperfections. So you believe this was once a living person, but it does not look like a Medusa did this.
Okay. Yeah, this wasn't recent, at least. Not by her. Not sure what to do, honestly, with him. But we need to figure out what we're going to do in general. I mean, Tira's still gone. We need to get her back.
Wine.
Yeah, Pantouf. Gotta do it for him, at least.
I did manage to capture a bit of the creature's soul. I could try to query it. Does anyone have anything to weigh in on? Questions they would like to ask? I think we start with where's Tira and how do we get her back? And then how do we
Don't
stop
we
the
already know
Rakshasa?
what Tira is? Wouldn't it be more important to get Koborth part of the ritual?
So, question, do we know where Tira is?
So you do not.
We do know that it wasn't... Was it her that cast the spell? I thought it was Vala who cast the spell.
Nope, it was her. She was invisible, you think, and standing next to Tira and cast the spell, which caused her to stop being invisible. And Tira made a save.
To start being invisible.
So all of you saw her appear, cast a spell, and Tira disappeared. That's what you saw. What the players know is that Tira is in the Demonhold.
So where
okay.
she is and how do we get her? How do we... What does the Rakshasa have planned to stop us? How else can we acquire Koborth's ritual? And then I just have a generic, like, how can we stop people that are bringing the Witchlight?
If the answer to the fourth question is ask her, use the fifth question just to ask her. That's my only.
What's the fourth question?
How can you obtain the ritual?
Yeah, I mean, I'll ask her. Anybody have anything?
No, that's all.
Questions.
I pull up my little coral bird cage, coral fish cage, and I basically just open up the little latch on it, and I speak into the nothingness within, and I say, "Where is Tira?"
You see a cold glow emanate from the coral cage and emanate out of the cage and appear before you as an almost two-dimensional gray, hollow-eyed version of a woman. She has normal human hair. Otherwise, she looks very much like the Medusa. She, without any scales or snake-like features. But when she speaks, you recognize the voice. And she says, I sent her to the Demonhold.
How do we get Tira back from the Demonhold?
You must enter the Demonhold. Find her and make your way to the exit.
Can you teach us? What is Koboth's phrasing? Fuck. Somebody help me phrase this. I'm trying to ask. Austin, you want me to ask her?
I just want to know how
teach
we
it to
find
us.
the ritual other than talking to the Rakshasa.
Oh, I'll just ask
And
what
if
I already
she-
had then.
Yeah, and if
Without-
she says, like, she knows it, then use the next question to ask her what it is.
All right. Without using the Rakshasa, how else can we learn Koboth's ritual?
If anyone else knows Koboth's portion of the ritual, it would be Peltar.
Oh,
So, I can ask, how do we enter the Demonhold? I can ask if she knows what Peltar is.
Obvious. We walk down the stairs.
There might be something more to it, though. You know, there might be an inscription, there might be a passcode, there might be something.
Vara.
Try to plane shift.
Her name is Vala.
Vala. Is there anything we need to know about entering the Demonhold?
Vala turns and looks at you and says, the Rakshasa, Baghamaya, told me he would show me the entrance, and once we were there, and the others he was waiting for had arrived, he would tell us all how to enter. Since you seem to have run him off, I expect we shall have to figure that out for ourselves.
How do we enter and exit the Demonhold safely? I ask the birdcage.
The shade before you says, I do not know how to exit, but it takes two immortals who are not fiend and not god, who desire to enter for purposes aside from killing my kind and the demons.
Would I think that Vala counts as an immortal?
You can make a history, religion, or a history or religion check.
Well,
Because
then how does...
Even if she does count as an immortal, who would the second one be?
Yeah, well, how does the Shaska get in there then? Because he doesn't count as either.
Oh, well, that's why he needed us. But
yeah, wondering
why
if it's
did he
part
need us?
two.
Like,
I mean, like, so what is he going to do now, though, if he's
Wait.
trying to get in?
Is Elric not immortal?
'Cause he
When you
doesn't
die,
have-
You just go back to the Shadowfell, right?
He dies though.
That's more reincarnation.
Oh, he dies. Oh, it's reincarnation.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
If he doesn't
part
have
two?
Vala or...
Yeah.
Larry, give Jacob.
Yes.
Jacob already got inspiration. You don't get it.
Torgazel?
No.
Well, what about Pontouf?
Could Patu have inspiration?
Dang it!
What did Larry say?
Torgazel,
What did
why
Larry
can't
say?
you say smart things?
Larry said, what about Pantouf? Pantouf.
Is
I
he
just mean
immortal?
Embark because
It's possible.
He's god based though, isn't he? Isn't that what he's got in him?
he is both celestial, fiend, and fae.
He's a whole he's a melting.
Smorgasbord.
I think
so-
he might be our ticket in and out.
So with
I was
that,
told I was a good boy.
with that, nice. With that religion check, you would know, you would believe that some creatures worship dragons as gods because they do not die of old age.
Right.
They live until they are killed.
So Lady Vala is the key to opening, but who's not god and not fiend, but would otherwise count as immortal among
Yeah.
us?
I'm thinking old Pantoof over there. Who's a good boy?
Me. Me.
I think we might have the tickets in.
This, I believe, I always thought that his enhancements came from those sources, but I suppose he isn't inherently a god or a fiend. Which leads me to wonder, what happens if, in essence, a fiend was brought with us to the Demonhold? It's just that hag specifically turned him into a fiend. No. No. What am I
So
wrong on?
the story she told Tira was that the original trollhounds were bred with hellhounds to give them their regeneration, and the side effect was their weakness to fire.
Okay.
And that's so they have some fiendish heritage.
But she didn't turn him into a fiend.
No, she gave him some fey ability.
Oh, I'll be right back. Pretty sure my dog's in the pool again.
Oh no.
Someone did not receive Fey ability.
No.
Misty Step would come in handy right about now. Whoop.
Oh, I'm just glad Mees isn't singing the song of his people anymore.
But he's so cute. He's just like, pay attention to me, Larry. Larry.
Completely one-sided. The new little kitty gets so happy when I give her rubs. Like, she just licks the crap out of me. Unfortunately, it's gotten to the point that she'll start doing it at night and lick my feet, which
Oh no.
sometimes I have trouble waking up. I do not have trouble waking up when there is cat tongue licking the bottoms of my feet. I am a ticklish man. That is a surefire way to go from 0 to 10.
In a somewhat unpleasant manner.
Yes.
Yeah, because Cap Tongue is super rough too. It's just like, ugh.
Sandpaper.
Yes.
He just wants your feet to be clean.
I had a kitty before, and she would lick my hair clean in the middle of the night. I usually wake up because of it, and then I'd look at her, and she'd kind of look at me like, if you took care of yourself, I wouldn't have to do this. She was the best. She had kittens at like a year and a half, when she was a year and a half.
Mhm.
So she had the mom instincts. I just basically wanted to take care of me for big kitten.
Aw.
Oh, that is so cute.
He was the biggest kitten.
The biggest kitty.
So, those of you who are in Coborth's tomb, you see Vala looking at Pantoof now with curiosity.
Pantoof looks at her back. He's trying to be curious, but you know.
We acquired him in a different timeline. When we were meeting with the White Talon orcs, White.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were friends with you.
And back when we were friends with you, and you knew who we were.
No reaction. She's not really impressed that we know about her.
She looks a little disbelieving.
You ran a great inn.
Mm-hmm.
And
You hired my favorite ogre.
at that, she sort of shakes her head a little bit and laughs, and she says, "It's my husband who enjoys the company of you folk, not I."
I think he was sleeping in that timeline.
But we met him. No, I didn't. Torgazel. I met him. Yeah.
We never met him.
Nice transition.
In our timeline, he was gone.
I think, didn't he appear to us as like an invisible ghost person thing and hire us to go to the Veiled Lands in the first place?
You
I don't.
guys never figured out who that was.
Oh, I'm getting things confused.
Me too.
So, whoever that was took on his appearance. You don't know if that was him or somebody else. You never. figured
Oh,
that
okay.
out.
Well, then
Yeah, I
yes,
didn't think it was
Lodeg did
ghostly. We
think
just thought
it
it
was
was
his
him,
ghost.
It was his look. Well, we met someone who looked just like him. That was a weird mixture of Jacob and Targazel. I'm getting myself really confused.
Someone who looked like that.
Either way, we wish to help you. We do need a short rest before we go there, though. I hurt.
But what about Tira? We're just gonna leave her alone?
No,
Tira will be queen of wherever she ends up.
that's 100% true. But we're not leaving her, Pontouf. Don't worry. We're gonna save her. Remember how she saved me? Yeah, we're gonna save her. Just have
But-
to figure out how.
We can't exactly get to her now.
Okay.
Shall we take a
It
short
sounds
rest?
really bad, you know? Demonhold is a big name.
Yeah, nothing with demon in it is usually pleasant.
If you think of it like a prison for demons, it makes it feel a bit safer, I suppose.
Not when you're stuck in.
But I mean, she's in there with them, so it's not really safe, is it?
For them.
I don't know how prison works.
Yeah, typically there are cages.
Gang.
Those are bad.
But she's
all
good
bad.
at gangs.
Really bad.
She's good at gangs.
When he was a puppy, Pontouf was kept in a very tiny cage.
I don't like Cage. We have to help her soon. Cages are bad.
Might have said the wrong thing.
Welcome to my hell.
Pontiff will start sniffing for a door to a bad prison place. He's got very vague ideas, but he is a very determined puppy.
Vala is interested in hearing what other questions you're going to ask the Medusa, but she will make a gesture and a small pseudo-dragon appears.
Oh,
Some of you recognize.
oh my gosh! It's oh crap!
If any of you can remember the name,
Oh,
hold on, I wrote it
look
down in the
into
book.
my notes. I know I have it in my notes somewhere. Let me know.
Slumbering Drake.
In this book that was in water.
Ixnay.
there you go.
Haha.
I'm still mad at you, though. You can't have inspiration.
What? Why?
So, Vala says to Pantu, she says, Ixnay will go with you if you want to scout ahead. However, when he says, turn back, you come back. Yes?
Could Lodeg have exclaimed that right when it appeared?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted her to realize, like, oh wow, they do know.
Something.
She has a good poker face for a moment, and she's waiting for Pantouf's response first.
Well, okay. If I understood correctly, the door is locked, so okay.
And
Trust us.
she'll send Ixnay with Pantouf so you can start scouting down the passageway. Make
Is he riding on top of it?
Yep. Sitting with his, two claws sort of clutching Pantouf's ears and driving, and his little wings, flayed out for balance.
They're so cute. Okay, you will go down the path and sniff around.
All right. We'll get back to that in a second. Vala will turn to Lodeg and say, "It is my husband's familiar."
He was a gracious host, and he took lots of little coins.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It is a different world.
wooden.
Tony, are you back? I hope.
Lodeg would like to examine this armor, or at least poke at Jacob until he examines it.
Yeah, Jacob will. I don't have identify.
You don't have identify?
No, I'm a terrible wizard.
I poke at the other wizard until he identifies it.
So the other wizard has identify. If he identifies it, then you can see what it is.
All right. Are we taking a short rest? I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we want to take a short rest to get the people who are.
So you're going to have to roll persuasion with Vala because she wants to go.
Okay.
We can't go. There's nowhere to go. We don't have the other parts of the ritual to open it.
So Vala will say, "I don't care about your ritual. My husband is down there, and so is your friend, in a pit full of demons."
Okay. Who wants to try to convince her?
I mean, I'm not here, but technically, as long as Pantouf doesn't go with her, you can't open the door. So she kind of has to wait for you
just
guys.
sent Pantouf directly towards the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
I actually feel fine. Who isn't feeling fine?
Lodeg points at all the bloody cuts across him.
Right. Here you go. Gain 10 hit points.
I point at all the bloody cuts across me except for the one that you healed.
Good work.
Annalise is a cleric.
I did it. I healed.
What can she
Annalise,
do?
could you help out Torvizel? Not Torvizel. Lodeg.
You should take better care of your pets. And no, she's going to cast that at higher level.
I did turn him from stone.
So just a second. That is
Jacob grumbles.
21 total.
Alright.
That's good.
We
need to keep
I feel okay. Not perfect, but better.
Annalise looks at you and says, "Jacob does not want you to die. I will try to not let you die. Do your best to not make me have to expend much effort."
Thank you, Annalise.
Alec, are you back yet?
I guess this puppy did fall into the water. Poor puppy.
How long does it take to get him out?
I don't know.
Dry him off. We gotta get him.
Yeah.
Then if he had to go in after it, he has to go
Just
in.
by himself.
Everyone's trying.
The dog falls in and then goes just into the pool.
He goes in the pool, takes the dog out, gets out himself. The dog falls again, has to start over.
Oh.
It's basically the mime version of.
How did you know?
Welcome back.
Hello.
So, real quick, Lodeg was. You guys are gonna not short rest.
Okay.
Pantouf may have been tricked.
How did Bontouf get tricked?
Well, he was told that Tira was in a cage, and he's been in a cage before. and he didn't like that, so he wanted to go and find her. And now one half of the key is looking for the door, and the other half of the key is really fucking eager to find her husband, so she's not gonna wait for you guys to short rest.
But we do want to
guys,
identify.
Give me
that-
just a second, sorry.
Oh.
Ha! What if your employees fell in the pool?
No. Client.
Tony, we did want Elric, if he could, to look at the armor and see if he could identify it.
Yeah, I'll identify it.
He also still had some questions, no?
Yeah, I think I asked 3.
How many do we get?
You asked 3.
I'll just ask real quick, so I don't slow the game down anymore. What the Rakshasa has waiting for us? What threats the Rakshasa has waiting for us?
Sorry, I was texting. This is a client.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool. What was that? I'm sorry.
What threats does the Rakshasa have waiting for us below?
She will say, none. The Demonhold is threat enough, and whatever Lord Typhon has spawned.
And, guys, my last question is just a generic, like, what do you know that we don't that would aid us in rescuing Tira and her husband, Vala's husband?
You could always ask her about the next step of their plan or something like that.
Wait, she says that Peltar knows, right? Where is Peltar?
Knows. Yeah, that's a good one.
She
That's
said, She said,
If anyone knows,
knew,
Peltar.
Peltar would know.
Oh. That's less exciting.
So I'm going to go with the generic then. Basically what I just said. I could say it again if you need me to.
Yes,
but
please. Sorry.
Fuck. 'Cause I already forgot. What does she know that we do not that would aid us in rescuing Tira and Lady Vala's husband?
The potions are the safest way to travel through Demonhold.
That's what we have, I bet.
Potions?
Mm-hmm.
She had 12 identical potions
Hmm.
in her bag.
Right. Okay. How many of us makes a full company?
Oh,
So we have Pantouf, Vala, myself, Leona, Lodeg, Larry.
Torg.
9? Wait,
we
7.
got 7.
So Torg's not going.
Torg can stay.
Who else?
We're gonna go back, and Torg's gonna be a Noblex.
And we have to have an extra potion to get Tira
That
back.
scared me.
I don't know if the potions are necessary for entry and exit, but we might need them to enter and leave
Well, she said it was the safest way to travel, right?
in the demon hold.
So
we get to the demon hold, then we travel in the demon hold, then we travel back, then we leave.
So just to be clear,
Mhm.
what I meant, if I wasn't speaking clearly enough, what I meant for her to say was that the potions are the safest way to travel within Demonhold.
Right, but I'm worried, like, if there's an entrance and then we have to travel somewhere, then we have to travel back, and then we use the exit. Would we want to only send 5 people?
Well, if there's an Obelix waiting to ambush whoever's left behind, I don't know.
So Torgazel and Lady Vala can stay behind. We need them to open it, and then they can stay behind. I mean, Lady Vala can fuck up an obelisk, probably. I don't know. I've
Lady
actually never
Vala
read their stat
probably
block.
Going to stay behind.
I don't.
I don't know if we can stop.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna stay behind.
Well, maybe she doesn't need the potions.
Yeah, I guess we could just go down and figure out more.
I think that's probably the best idea.
I'd rather us all stay together versus going splitting up and then losing somebody.
To the demon hold.
Oh.
Okay. Just a second.
And then we're identifying that armor in case we
Yeah,
need
and I identified
extra
that.
armor.
Okay. The armor you identify. Are you doing it as a ritual, or are you doing it as a spell?
Will she give us enough time to ritual spellcast?
You are going to have to try and persuade her to spend that time.
Because I don't have it prepared, so I can only ritual cast it. So I will tell her, Lady Vala, please, a moment to show ourselves. Figure out what we're carrying, lest it be dangerous to us or necessary.
Of course. And she starts down. No, sorry. Roll persuasion.
Do I really not have persuasion? Okay. I got an 11.
Oh.
Okay. So she says, of course, take your time. And she starts down the path after Pantouf.
Okay, let's take it with us.
Right through it in the haversack. Leona has a haversack, right? It's bright pink.
I have a. It's not bright pink. It's leopard skin, and it's
Leopard
a
skin.
like.
It's a bag of holding. It makes her move faster.
Fast as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start down.
Jacob will take the potions with.
Okay. You start down this passageway that is under Koborth's sarcophagus. It descends down 100 feet, 200 feet until it finally levels off. Ahead of you is a large stone doorway. As you approach, braziers on either side of the doorway light with flame. Pantouf, who had gotten there ahead of you, is sitting with Ixnay, both of their tails wagging. Pantouf, you detected really nothing on the way. No one has been here in a very long time.
He sneezes.
When you arrive, the entrance, there are just very simply carved circles on either side of the doorway. The door itself is a heavy stone slab, much larger than a human, large enough for a very large creature to walk through. And Vala looks at all of you and says, I thought it would be more demon-y.
Pretty normal looking. Yeah.
Smells normal too. Just a little dusty. And then he sneezes again.
Probably wasn't bit by demons.
It's true. It's a cage. And, people that go in cage usually don't build them.
Can I try to figure out how to make this thing work?
Sure. How would you like to try to figure out how to make it work?
I can cast Identify on, I guess, where I think the portal starts, or I could, I don't know, maybe see if there's any runes or markings, a quick start guide.
Sure. Let's.
What would you like?
Just a
A
second.
quick start guy.
Yeah. So you can cast Identify. You start getting out your implements and you sort of give Vala a stern look now that you actually have to cast Identify. And she gives you a flippant glance back, kind of like what kind of wizard doesn't prepare identify. After about 10 minutes, you finish casting the spell, and you, luckily for you, identify gives you exactly what you need. You learn the properties of the doorway and how to use it. And it is very simple, much as the Medusa described. 2 creatures, immortal, neither fiend nor celestial, must place their hands or appendages within the circles, and the door will open. But their intent must be to enter freely and not to enter to destroy all the demons.
Interesting.
Good thing I'm not putting my hand there.
All right. I explain that to Pontouf and Vala, and I emphasize your intent must not be to harm and destroy the demons within. It must just simply be entry. Rescuing your loved ones should be fine.
Okay, cool. That was gonna be my question.
Yes, pulse should work.
Okay. He goes to put his nose and then remembers, no, it is the paw, and then puts the paw. Can he reach the paw? He's pretty tall. He can reach.
Mm-hmm. He can, and Vala walks over and places her hand in the other one. You expect the door to slide with a stone grinding sound, but instead it starts to glow. Red. First orange, and then red, and then white, as it turns molten, and then drips down into a channel that was beneath the door. And behind it you see a whirling orange portal.
It worked.
Now that's the visage I expected.
And without a second glance, Vala steps through the portal.
Go to...
Let's go. Pontouf follows.
Jacob grabs his tail and flies in.
I look at Peabody and shrug, and I make my way through the portal. Yeah, I'll walk.
Okay. And I assume Lodeg too?
And Torgazel.
And Torgazel. Excellent. All of you enter the portal. You find yourselves in a corridor. It is about 10 feet wide, about 15 feet tall. The walls are smooth stone, carved. It's hard to tell by, what sort of architecture this is. Both Elric and Jacob, you feel a strange sensation, like all the hair on your arms is standing up. This place is crawling with magic, and you can see etched in all the walls layers upon layers upon layers of arcane runes. Not just a few, but hundreds of layers of runes.
This is impressive, to say the least.
Lodeg is disappointed he's not jumping into a sea of howling demons.
Yeah,
Just crowd surfing across monsters.
The runes, even those of you who aren't magically attuned, the runes give sort of a dull orange glow to the place, and ahead you can see brighter orange glows. Lodeg, you can hear voices ahead of you. And Tira.
Yes, I'm still alive. I'm not dead.
You are in a chamber with Canwer and several other refugees, maybe 10 or 15. And food had been brought for you. You had been told, to relax, just to find your bearings. But after maybe a half hour, you hear a very clear silver bell ring several times.
What is that? What does that mean?
Everyone in the room goes quiet.
What does that mean?
And Canwer says, "Someone is here. Someone came through the front door."
Ah, yes, that checks out. I think these are my friends and your wife.
That is good news.
Is it? Is it? This is prison, isn't it? I mean, do we even have a way out?
I don't know, but with my wife here, I feel like anything is possible. We should wait here. She is good at finding people.
Okay. I'm a little worried, but sure. While we're here, I mean, I had some questions, if you don't mind.
No,
I'm a little curious about this place. You've been here for a while, haven't you?
Almost 10 years?
Have you ever met or heard or seen anyone by the name of Typhon?
Everyone stops talking. And turns and looks at you, and some of them make, like superstitious warding gestures or whatever, but one woman comes over, just strides over imperiously towards you, looming. She had seemed almost a normal human woman, but as she walks closer to you, she seems almost to grow. Her skin grows ashen, and black feathery wings spring out of her back. And she says, "Who are you to say that name in this place?"
Just, somebody who doesn't want them to succeed?
And Canwar sort of holds out an arm and sort of motions to her to just relax. And she takes a moment, takes a breath, and he says, "Please just don't say the name."
Sure. Lesson learned.
He is here in the deepest parts of the Demonhold. We think it was probably built for him. We're not certain.
From what I heard, it was built for the Witchlight. Do you know about that? Or am I also not supposed to talk about that?
This I do not know. And the woman shakes her head. And he says, "Levariel has been here longer than anyone else. But she has felt Typhon's effects more than anyone else as well. Please forgive her rudeness." And she looks a little embarrassed, but also like she's ready to literally rip your head off.
She can try. I'm just gonna stare at her a little bit and just tell her, rudeness forgiven. But yeah, this demon who shall not be named. I'm a little worried. If my friends are here, I feel like this might all just be part of the Bleak Tear's plans. They want to release them. And that is a little scary.
That is, Canwar nods and he says, "That is a lot scary."
Well, how can we make sure it doesn't happen?
I don't know. He's known as the father of monsters. He is nearly a god himself. And the woman, Laverial, shakes her head and says, "He's no god."
Fine, so not a god. Okay. But he's in deep, deep levels. So nowhere near here.
No.
What does he look like? What does he do besides father monsters and be generally terrible?
We don't know. We stay as far away from him and all the demons as we can. All we know is that we believe he might be mad. He causes others to get aggressive. Even the demons, 4 demons, are more aggressive than normal, and some seem almost insane. It's more than just being confined here. We think it's his influence spreading.
All right. I'm just concerned that when we go out, we might damage the Demonhold somehow. Let's try not to do that. I wish there was more to know, to do, to prevent, but if he's far away and hidden, I suppose that's that. You've really not heard anything about the Witchlight? It's bad.
So, you see him kind of wince a little bit, and he says, I've heard nothing about it that I didn't know before I came here.
Okay, fair. So, nothing more than what I would know about it. What about the Bleak Theater? Have you ever heard that name before?
Puppets. They were mercenaries, employees of old enemies of mine, long ago.
Oh, so you have history with them.
I haven't heard of them, encountered them for 500 years.
Yeah, that checks out. I'm trying to think if I have other questions, but nothing off the top of my head.
Okay. Those of you who have just entered the Demonhold, Lady Vala holds forth her left hand, her right hand she holds above it. It makes a swirling motion. You see a small whirlwind appear in her hand, and she whispers into it, and then sort of ushers it forward. You see it move down the hallway in front of you. She says, we should wait here, quietly. Elric and Jacob, the tingling sensation lessens, and you look behind you and you realize there is no portal.
Do I see handprints on this side to leave?
There's no door. There is a hallway.
Huh. Well, if her little sensor thing went off that way, I'd like to have Lodeg turn around and move 15 feet away from everybody and stop.
Mm-hmm.
And just sit there and pay attention to the trimmers of what's going on.
Okay. Make a perception check. So good.
Yeah.
Within 15 feet of you,
There's an invisible Rakshasa.
nope.
Just waiting to murder you.
Let's see. Okay. You detect one creature, but it seems to be...
penis.
What? You detect one creature. It seems to be on the other side of a wall from you.
Ooh! I didn't think about the fact that I could feel through walls.
Neat.
The creature feels larger than you.
Delicious.
and it seems to be pacing. You feel it move out of your range
Mm-hmm.
and then come back into your range, and you don't know if it's the same creature, but it seems to be moving with some kind of regularity.
What's the light like in here?
Low. You can see.
Okay. I just wanted to know, like, how far does this hallway we're currently in go off in either direction?
About 100 feet in either direction, but you see passageways branching off.
Okay. But no obvious door or anything to get past this wall that's between me and this new snack.
You do see a passageway perhaps 30 feet to the south that branches off in the correct direction.
Mm-hmm.
Tira, after a few minutes of speaking with Canwer, you see a small dust devil enter the room.
I know this thing. I've seen this before.
And it approaches Canwer, and you hear, "My love, we are close."
I knew it.
And he turns to it, and he removes just like a button from his jacket and drops it into the little whirlwind. And you see the button sort of get picked up by the whirlwind and flung around inside it, and the whirlwind takes off back out the doorway.
It's really cute. My friend Leona has a rock version of this. It's also adorable.
He nods and he says, "Elementals can have their uses." After a few moments, the little whirlwind arrives back, and you all see a small button drop to the ground as it dissipates. And she picks it up, starts incanting, and after a few moments she goes, "I know where they are. How would you like to proceed?"
Well, the potions were suggested. How far do you know how far away they are?
Shh. I need to look up a spell.
My thinking is we use the potions as a last resort.
She does know how far they are.
Oh, cool.
Then let us go.
She says no. They are 500 feet away.
That's really not that far.
She says, "It seems to be a circuitous path."
I'd say on foot seems fine. I'll summon
And we
more.
don't know what the potions do either. Might as well go on foot.
I could identify the potions.
Do you want to try? I guess.
I look at Vala when I say that.
She looks ready to just take off.
Vala
Let's
isn't
risk it
having
then.
any of your shit.
But she did ask what you wanted to do, so if you want to identify the potions, then say so.
I will tell her that I want to identify the potions. And I'll tell her my only fear is that perhaps there's something that makes the trip for creatures that are not your little whirlwind dangerous.
She says, "May I see the potions? Because I don't know that we have 10 minutes to stand in the middle of a hallway in the Demonhold while you cast your little spell."
I smile widely and hand her the potions.
Jacob has them.
Oh, yeah, Jacob hands the bandolier over.
She'll take one and she'll swallow it.
Huh.
She ain't afraid.
And she... I need to look this up now because I am super prepared tonight. Oh, that's cool. So she instantly turns into a cloud of mist.
Oh. Ha!
Is this the good mist that moves like really fast, or the bad mist that moves 10 feet?
You haven't seen her move.
I make a brandishing motion with my hand, like try it out.
You see the mist move towards the wall, and then you notice that there are several small holes in the wall,
It's made.
cracks in between some of the stonework that are very, very, very tiny, that look almost as if they were intentionally put there. And she disappears into them.
Yeah, it works for me. I drink a potion.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take them too.
There's one thing that I remember I wanted to talk with Canver about. But before I do, because I don't want to put my feet in my mouth. What do I remember of the reason why Seema banished him? Because it was her who banished him. What do I remember about what? Because I remember he was doing some shit that was questionable.
So
He started an uprising.
You got the story from Wilfred. There was an uprising, and he was leading a group of people in, like, the Stink against the Black Mask Guard. And the uprising was against the previous person that your mother had sent to run the city. Not against Seema, but Seema had shown up to take over because this person was terrible. However, the uprising was already in full swing, and Seema, when she showed up, decided to just put a stop to it, take out the leadership. And
Okay.
he was, at that
The leadership.
moment, at the head of the mob.
Yeah, weren't they like burning plague victims or something?
There was a plague. It was very chaotic, and Wilfred wasn't the clearest on what was happening.
It still gives me a rough idea, and do I get the feeling that he knows who I am?
Make an insight check.
I'm pretty good at those usually. It's not my best roll, but sure. 17.
Just a moment.
Should stop saying that I'm good at things, because usually that's when I roll poorly.
You are good at saying that you're good at things, though.
I am pretty good at that. Sadly, not much else.
So he is, being as old as you presume he is very controlled in his expression, and he has been trying to put you and everyone else at ease in this little refuge. So it's hard to tell exactly, but if you were to guess, you would think that he probably recognized you, but he doesn't seem to be treating you the way everyone else treated you when they recognized the Tira from this world.
But he probably still has an idea. And, okay, in this case, I will tell him, and Kimber, if we do manage by some miracle to find our way back into the surface and just the real world in general, and be all free, and that would be great. There's no hard feelings, right? It was a complicated situation, and there was a lot of things that were done and regretted, but I would really hate to have another uprising on our hands. Administration has gotten much better since the last time you were in port there?
He says, I have no ill will towards you.
And I appreciate that. I also, have family. So,
And he says, I've had plenty of time to think. As I presume, so have others.
mhm.
I think talking would be my first course of action. Should I
Excellent.
leave this place? However, I am not
It's
likely
not done
to
yet,
change
is it?
my point of view.
Your point of view.
What was done to those people was terrible.
Of course. I pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Nobody is denying that.
And he looks
Like
at you.
I said.
Make a deception roll.
Watch my whooping plus 0.
So his passive insight is 17.
You would have had to roll pretty fucking.
And he looks at you and he says, I know that you're not the same Tira who was here before. Whatever it is that has happened. So please
complicated.
do not even pretend.
Fine. I don't know what happened, but administration has changed. This I do know for a fact.
And so I will talk when we get out. And we will get out. And he looks around at everybody and says, all of us, if I have anything to do about it.
Good.
A few moments
Level.
later, several clouds exit the wall.
What is that? I take out my bow and I point at it.
My cloud looks particularly angsty.
Yes, yours is a storm cloud. All the rest are cute, fluffy clouds.
Jacob seems to be sweating.
I
Which
keep
is
blowing like one tuft of cloud hair out of my face.
One cloud is shaped definitely like a dog.
But can we just hold, because the potions do not let you turn back. Canwar waves his hand and all of you immediately turn back to your normal forms. Annalise did not take a potion. She can turn into mist on her own. So if you're keeping count.
Yes.
And he,
You guys came!
upon
This was
seeing
a
his
terrible
wife-
idea!
Upon seeing his wife, the two of them immediately rush to one another and embrace.
Oh. I rush to my puppy and embrace him. Oh. And then my friends. This was a terrible idea! We're in the Demonhold! What are you doing here?
Tira, how many demons have you killed?
None actually. These people are pretty decent. I did get into some beef with the lady with the wings over there, but I
This
totally
place
showed her
disappoints
who
me.
was boss. She stared me down, and then I stared her down, and then I had her apologize to me.
This place is disappointing.
Well, I don't know. We've been avoiding most of the trouble, to be honest. But if we're breaking everybody from here out, it's gonna get a lot more actiony, I'm sure.
You see the two of them talking, and after a few moments, Canwar looks at all of you and he says, well, we do have one problem. We don't know how to get out.
See, that's what I was talking about. That right there was my concern.
I know that it requires
Well-
two immortals.
We can always find out. I look at Jacob.
That's such a waste.
Yeah, what are we gonna
try
do?
to figure it out another way first, and then if we have to, we can use that get out of jail free card, so to speak.
Vala,
Yes, I mean,
Vala says, looking around at all the people and at her husband, she says, well, I could ask the Rakshasa. And he looks surprised.
I hate to be the one to say this. This sounds like a terrible idea.
Is he in here then?
She says, no. But I did my homework after he approached me, and I have his name.
Like his real name?
This capital N.
So you can bet whatever answer he's going to give you is just going to try to make us weaken the Demonhold so that his pal, who shall not be named, I say as I look over my shoulder to the lady with the wings, to get him free. That's what they want.
Mm.
All right then. What do you propose?
You guys should probably stayed out of here, if I'm completely honest. But, I don't know. I just got here. What did Medusa say? You guys had the Medusa, right? Did you ask her some questions?
yeah, she was
no.
largely unused. I know that it takes 2 immortals to enter, and I believe 2 to leave.
Then we look for the exit door?
Yeah, I just don't know if we can do it without the vizier.
So Canwar says, what door? There are no doors in here. We've never seen one. What does it look like?
Oh, shit.
Well, Jacob will explain what we saw when we entered,
Okay.
and then the hallway that we saw. But no, we didn't see a door when we got in here. There was just that area.
The woman with the wings will say, I have seen the door. That door that you describe. I did not know what it was. Being...
From inside?
Yes. Being... She sort of stretches her wings a little bit. She says, it looked like a regular wall to me, but 2 circles set where you said, a blank stone wall. I know where to find it.
Voila.
And is the journey particularly treacherous?
She says, it couldn't be more so.
Wow. Just wondering, is this I read a story, the Matrix. If you die in the Demonhold, you don't you die for real, right?
Why wouldn't you die for real?
You're
I
human.
don't-
You die.
Just checking, just just it's wizard stuff, right, Elric? Just pump.
Well, I assume if a fiend were slain here, that they wouldn't return to their home plane.
No, they regenerate here. Perhaps angrier and more
Madder.
vicious.
There's a baby Rakshasa in here. I can hear it.
God, it's attacking me.
She,
Oh.
So the angel turns to Canwar and she says, the door is in the pit.
The pit. The pit where the baddie make bad is.
Yes.
No, not good.
Canwar says, to get even there, you have to pass through the worst parts of the Demonhold. this
And
level,
what do those entail?
he says, at this level, most of the demons are concerned with their own petty whatevers, and they'll leave you alone for the most part unless you look particularly weak or feeble. But to descend deeper down, the deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets.
Okay. And what are the chances that once we get down there, we won't be noticed at all?
Those Vala will say, well, the potions we took, they last an hour. How far down could we go? And Canwer looks at the angel. The two of them share some kind of hidden communication. He says, maybe 3/4 of the way, but we would have to go the rest of the way ourselves.
Oh, not to mention there's only enough potion for 5 of us.
Well, then, that would be bad.
We just force our way through and hope that we don't free the big bad guy who is trapped in here for whom this prison was made.
This whole
you guys
place
should
is
have.
swarming with magic.
Mm-hmm.
Can I put my hand on the wall and identify it to see if there's like a loophole for non-fiends to like fast travel? Can I unlock fast travel?
I would like you to cast Identify.
Oh god, it's gonna be like turning lights on when you have night vision goggles.
Would you click the words, your magic reacts uncontrollably?
Oh.
I did. I don't know what happens now.
Oh, it's not working. Okay, never mind.
You okay?
So cool.
You okay?
I want to click on it.
Did it? I gotta look at. Yeah. Okay, never mind. So I will just roll for you.
He's not free of it.
So when you cast Identify, the rest of you, anyone who is looking near Elric, see him all of a sudden just become engulfed in flames. They do not burn you, but the room is lit brightly. Anyone who is standing near you is blinded by the brilliance.
Tooth will hide behind Tira because he's afraid of the fire.
I just wanted a fist bump.
What the hell was that? Elric, are you dead? Are you okay?
No, but this is really clashing with my attire.
Yeah, I don't think it fits your style either.
You look like something heavenly.
That's exactly what I hate.
Well, did you find something useful at least? Oh,
No,
bright sunshine person.
I wonder if perhaps this entire area isn't unstable. Magically.
Just for giggles, can you try and click on it one more time for me? No?
It's not doing the thing.
Okay. I thought it was a permission thing, but it's a different thing. No problem. I'll just click for you guys.
Okay, well then do we want to use the vizier to find out if there's another way? Because
What if we phrase it in a way that gives us both what we want to know about Peltar and a way out?
You could ask for the most direct route from our current location. The fastest and easiest route from our current location.
Fastest
to
and
Peltar.
easiest.
Without freeing the bad guy?
Fastest and easiest. I imagine that freeing the bad guy is not the easiest. If there are
Right.
multiple ways.
And if there's a
I'm
shortcut,
pretty sure I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be all for helping you free him.
That's
It
seems
wouldn't be
like
as
a-
easy as just learning the ritual like we had originally intended, but I am running out of suggestions.
No, that's a good idea. We can try it.
Also, I consider summoning demons here just so that they can never leave. That would amuse me greatly.
Ulrich is so petty.
Dick move, Elric.
Can I ask Canner? He's been here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Does all magic react so uncontrollably, or only attempts to divine the nature of this place?
He says, it depends on the magic, actually. Some appears to not react at all, and other reacts uncontrollably. I would not attempt to summon any sort of creature other than an elemental, perhaps.
Huh.
And then only very small ones.
I pull out my scroll of conjure elemental.
I was
It's time.
planning on raising the dead, but I'm wondering if that's a bad idea.
Well, you're not summoning them. They're already there. You're just, making sure that they have a nice place to live.
Calling them over? Hey, you work for me now.
Congratulations. You'll have, benefits and
Dental?
all sorts of good stuff. Dental, glasses too.
I don't know.
I hold the wand up so that I can face its skull.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, what about you? You're filled with mysticism and knowledge.
I am only like a week old, though. I've never seen anything like this before. But, give me a look. And he will take a look. Roll Arcana for the wand. Just roll Arcana.
Jeez.
The one says, it appears to be a deterrent to keep the demons in line. I wouldn't be surprised if it were totally random.
Right.
Well, then I say we try the Vizier. If there's any way to avoid having to go all the way down into the pit. We want to save all these people. There's 15, right? 15 others?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the issue is the Vizier might just say that we have to go down into the...
But if it says that, and we phrase it properly, then it's truly the only way.
Yeah. We have to say, what is the safest route from here to Peltar's tomb?
The fastest, safest route for all of us.
I wouldn't say easiest, because...
Khan's magic should simplify our intent to what we're hoping for.
I think
I
it's a
don't
good
believe
idea.
this is the type of magic that is designed to trick one.
Yeah, no, I think this is the smartest way we can do it.
This is definitely one of the best ideas we have, other than just charging through and hoping for the best, which is not really a good idea at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, if everyone's on board,
just phrase it properly and be careful. We're still not sure what. It comes out from this deck, and I don't like the deck. So
I guess the card. I still have the card then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
here's the text for the card.
it's so. Okay. Oh, okay. So then Jacob just kind of sits down, holding the Liber Vanus in one hand and the card in the other, and closes his eyes, and I guess mentally asks, what is the easiest way to get from where I am to Peltar's tomb? End of sentence.
Okay. So rather than taking you down for a whisper, because this is very important,
And I would tell everyone what I found.
so I know you would, but you are going to get a lot of information. And I want to be very clear that anyone who uses this information that you haven't literally told them, even if you say, I tell them everything, that doesn't count.
Okay.
Anyone who uses information you haven't told them, I will call them on it. So, because this is
All
a
right.
big one. So Jacob focuses on the card and on the Liber Avonus and on his question and meditates. But he keeps remembering the dream he had. The dream where he was standing in front of his law office in the dark in the winter as the snow came down, and he kept hearing the strange child. And all of a sudden he finds himself back there. The rest of you see Jacob just sitting, meditating. Jacob, you're standing in front of your law office. Again, it's still dreamlike. You look around and you see a man. You vaguely remember seeing him in your dream before, but again, dream logic, you're not 100% certain. He's wearing simple peasant's clothes and he's carrying a walking stick. He's human. He has a light brown beard and close shorn hair. He seems to be early middle-aged. Next to him is a small child. It looks malnourished, young, no more than 2 or 3 years old. It's hard to tell what sex it is. It looks like it's maybe been living on the streets. Its hair is long and unkempt, and it's wearing what looks like maybe a potato sack. The child says, Jacob? And the man says, Jacob, I was hoping you would do this. This is Lydie. Say hello.
Hello, Lydie.
Hi, Jacob. And the man turns to the child and he says, all right, Lydie. Jacob's got a friend who's going to play with you while we talk. Is that all right? And she says, okay. And the man turns to you and he says, why don't you call Mort?
Okay, Lydie, the Mort may look a little funny, but he's harmless as a fly and a friendly soul. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and I embellish the summoning a little bit and hold out my hand and spin my other hand around it, and then Mort appears, floating skull.
Standing next to you is a stocky man, human, 5'4". He's got a thick beard and shaggy hair, and he goes, yeah, boss, what is it? Oh my God, what the hell is going on?
Is that what you look like?
How did you get here?
Where's here?
This is where I go when I'm not with you. What the hell is what? And then he sees the man and the little girl, and he's like, oh, fuck. Okay, look, I didn't do it this time. And the man goes, it's okay, Mort. You're almost there. Why don't you go play with Lydie for a little while Jacob and I talk?
Crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. You could go, Mort.
Okay, boss.
Like your hair.
I haven't cut it in like 1,000 years, so, you know. And he will go over and take the little girl by the hand, and the two of them go sit, and they start playing jacks, and you hear him say things like, "So, you want to bet?" And the little girl's like, "I don't have any money." He goes, "Yeah, me either." And they start playing. The man comes up to you and very gently takes you by the elbow and starts walking with you. And this, as he does, the sun comes up almost quickly, too quickly to be natural, but it's comforting in a way. And the day becomes warm. And he says, "Well, you've got a lot to do in a short time, Jacob. I hear you have a question for me."
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I can only ask the one. I'm not asking that question. I have a question.
I want you to be certain it's the question you want to ask.
I had a question. My friends and I are stuck in the Demonhold. We want to get to Peltar's tomb as safely as possible. How do we do that?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that's the right question. So, you have a couple of roads before you. And you're going to face some tough choices. I can't tell you which one to choose. But I can help. As far as the Demonhold is concerned, don't you have a rod or a staff or something? People can go inside.
I think
think
so.
Yes, well, why don't you put all the non-combatants in that? Take them for a little walk with you. Yes.
Okay.
However, that won't get you where you're going. You're going to have to go and face Typhon. He's standing in your way.
Shit.
But
Okay.
there's more than that. When Peltar bound the Witchlight, in the middle of the ritual, Typhon attacked. She used the ritual to build the Demonhold. And as such, she couldn't fully hold the Witchlight, nor could she fully hold Typhon. And the two were starting to break down. The only way to kill Typhon is to break the seal. Break the seal, kill Typhon, then bind the Witchlight. Or
Please hang on to her. She's very disruptive.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Kitty's being.
it's okay. Or break the seal. Release Typhon, bind the Witchlight. Or break the seal, kill the Witchlight. Kill Typhon. You have so many choices ahead of you. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I wanted to tell you, boy. Celantis tried to bind the Witchlight to a place. And that didn't work because the Witchlight is not from a place and knew nothing of what places are. Then Peltar, she tried to bind the Witchlight to, well, to Lydie there. But Lydie was a baby. Hadn't known the world. Had no connection to anything. If you bind the Witchlight, bind it to something. Something that the Witchlight will take properties from you would want it to. Typhon wanted to bind the Witchlight to himself, so he could use its power. If you had all the power in the world, boy, what would you do with it? What would it do if it had your character? What would it do if it had Lodeg's character, or Tira's, or Eric's?
I think I understand.
One more thing. I've got a little something for you, but I can't give it to you. I can only trade. But I think you need it. I think it will help.
Well, what would you accept in trade?
He looks at your phylactery. And he says, why don't you let me hold on to that for a short time? And when you're done with all this, come find me and we can trade back.
That sounds fine. I can't ask any more questions.
No, but I think I've given you what you need.
He hasn't told us how to get to Peltar, though. No?
Oh, I have.
Correct.
I'm not here, I said nothing.
Yeah.
I think Peltar.
Peltar
Oh, well, I guess.
is on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
Oh. I see.
Seal.
She guards
Okay.
the other side. Still.
She's not gonna be pleased if we let him out.
So. He hands you his walking stick, and he takes your phylactery.
All right.
Remember, you have choices ahead of you. No matter what anyone else says, choose.
I will. Thank you. Thank you for the help.
Of course. And
It's a good stick.
He walks back over to Mort and to Leidy, and he says, all right, Leidy, time to take you back to your mother, but you'll see Jacob and Mort again soon. And he sort of pats Mort on the shoulder and he says, almost done, boy. And Mort just sort of shivers. And you wake up. And the rest of you, as you're watching, seconds have passed. You see the card disappear. And you see where it was hanging from his belt, Jacob's phylactery disappear. And across his lap, where he was sitting, simple wooden walking stick.
Whoa. I didn't know it would give him things.
Oh.
Would you like to see what it does? Because you know automatically what it does. You don't have to identify.
Yes.
Would you like to show everyone?
It reduces limp by 10%.
Jacob's not gonna show it.
Okay.
Oh, Jacob has secrets.
Then I will just
Typical
show
fucking
you.
lich.
So it is under items. It is called walking stick.
I know a man named Walking Stick. His first name is Hawk.
No.
Is he from Australia?
He's from Cherokee.
That makes more sense.
Is Cherokee a place?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm chicken.
It's a place, it's a pride, not nationality, what I'm thinking of.
A tribe.
Tribe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I only know about the Iroquois.
I mean, I was thinking of a car, but also that.
Also, it's a Jeep. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. So I have to give this information to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Very specific.
Mm-hmm.
how are you feeling? You look a little pale. Everything okay? Did it work already?
You look rather confused for somebody who has incredible knowledge. I say to the empty black space where I can see nothing.
Yeah, I realized that I tell him that he looks a little pale, but I still see nothing.
Yeah, Jacob will. Jacob's gonna keep the hood up for that. We have a long way to go. I saw the vizier.
Okay,
Nice chap, have to
cool.
say.
Cool.
Let's see. Well,
Oh,
we've
sorry.
got.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you... is Mort out? Do you call him out?
Yes. I meant to say that actually earlier because I wanted him around.
Okay. When you
Infernal.
say that you saw the vizier, Mort goes, that wasn't no vizier.
What? Who was he? I thought he was the vizier.
No, that was the Shepherd King.
The Shepherd King.
Shepherd.
Isn't that just a children's story?
That's no children's story. That's what you call a real live god right there.
Oh.
Nice. You met a god. That's impressive.
Not on purpose.
Still, it's pretty cool if you ask me.
He was very nice. He asked me my question, and I asked how to get from the Demonhold to Peltar safely.
Okay.
It turns out the way we knew was the way to Peltar. And really the only information that I have other than that was that Peltar's on the other side of the gate. And
okay, that's good.
quite possibly, thanks to this lovely stick, I think I can walk safely to Typhon. We have the rod of security that we can hold all of our friends who don't want to be in any kind of disagreement with the demons.
Oh, well, that's true.
We can put them in there. He did tell me that I don't. The words that are hard.
Can we get out without having to, bust anybody out? Sneaky?
I don't believe so. Typhon attacked Peltar when she was doing the ritual, so they're both in an odd state. They see. I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Take your time.
We will probably need to kill Typhon and break the seal
What?
to get out. But I think I know how to handle the witchlight. You'll just have to. Woo! What's going on back there? I'm so jumpy. You just have to trust me on it, if you could.
I trust you.
Of course. We're friends. We've gotten through so much together. Jesus. I'm dying. I'm sorry.
Gotta be careful. This is
a lot of dust here. Yeah.
We're close now. So, yeah, we just gotta go find Typhon and kill him, break the seal, and honestly, make sure I get to the end of that fight and leave the rest to me. I got this.
Are you sure though? Because
Yes.
that's.
You know, confidence has never been my strong suit. I just gotta work myself up, shaking my hands around. But
Okay.
hood's still
So
up,
we-
so you can't
So we
see
place
the sweat.
everyone. Place everyone that is not a fighter inside the rod of security. Stay close to you and you'll walk softly with a big stick.
Yeah.
Face Typhon.
Yes.
Sure, that will be easy.
Break the
Just-
seal.
Mhm.
And meet Peltar on the other side.
And Jacob will take care of the witchlight. Not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about that part of the plan. Because apparently, this was a thing that we had to sacrifice a lot and find all those clues for. Now you know how to destroy it? I mean, I'm sure that's great. I bet Peltar would have liked to know this. I didn't think it could be destroyed.
It just has to be handled, I guess.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Um,
I don't want to
Elric,
fight the Lord of Monsters with this condition. Should we rest for a bit?
well, one moment. Leona, would you mind holding the rod of security
Not at all.
and being in charge of it?
Oh, okay,
All
sure.
right.
Here you go.
Not that I don't trust anyone. I just want to know where things.
Of course. I
Oh.
will end Leona the Rod of Security. Here's the text that goes with it, if you want to. That did not work. For some reason. Maybe if I click on my icon before I do. No.
Well, I'm glad
Can you
that he wasn't
roll
just
it into the
meditating.
chat.
I clicked on the thing and it's not working. I will copy paste it. It's just going to take a little longer.
I got it.
Okay.
I've got it.
I'm glad that when Jacob came out, we weren't all like, what happened? Where did you go? And he just went all Doctor Strange and Infinity War on us. And
So you guys
I have
are-
seen 199 million possibilities.
14,605,000.
How many
Holy
do we
shit, dude.
succeed?
So you guys are
One.
taking a long rest?
Might as well.
I would like to
Yeah.
before fighting
Va-
Typhon.
Vala
Typhon.
is now no longer super impatient now that she's reunited. And Canwer and the rest have set up this little sanctuary, so you seem relatively safe here. And you can finally identify that armor.
Yes.
I will identify the armor, and I'm also going to try to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's going to wild magic surge, but Shabamsis.
Roll that beautiful beam.
Okay. So roll a d20. This is for the identify.
Oh no, you have aged.
Yep, you get 8 years older. And
You're finally an adult.
Indeterminable.
Yeah.
this is from Mordenkainen's. Hey, look.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. And then this is the armor you identified.
So, what? How old are you now? Are you finally over 100?
No, not even
Oh,
close, I don't think. Let me double check.
Oh, this is really cool armor for a
No,
long
I am over 100. I was 97.
You're an adult. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Oh my god. Are you finally
I
going
don't
to get your
become an
name?
adult
Oh
until
my
I
God.
do something cool.
Oh.
I haven't done anything cool.
You're in the
Oh.
Demonhold. What the fuck?
That's a fuck up. Not a. You don't promote somebody for shit like that.
All right.
What are you talking about? Breaking out of the dimension's most dangerous prison? If that's not an accomplishment,
All we
I don't
have
know
done
what
so
is.
far is gone to prison. That's not impressive.
And
Let the
with
bridge
that
out.
attitude, we are never breaking out.
So
You are
would
traveling
like-
with a party that has gone to hell and back. You need to trust us. We know what we're doing.
Is
Sort
Lodeg
of.
gonna have scales on his scales? Is that where we're going?
He could.
Jeez, that's really, really good armor.
Yeah. Ooh.
The bonding process is a little intense, though.
That's terrifying.
It's a bit rough. Though I guess if you're a Medusa, you're immune to poison.
Mm-hmm. If you're a
Oh,
Lodeg, you're an HP sponge, so, you know.
Is
Trent,
he here?
are you there? Are you on mute? You just abandoned us.
If you're a jerk, say nothing.
Good to know.
How could he leave us this way?
So, you get your long rest. In the mansion, I need to check something.
Oh, Brian,
Yes.
when Jacob was in the other place
Mhm.
and the sun came up,
Mhm.
does Jacob get charges back on his amulet?
So you'll get them back from the long rest.
Oh, okay. I just thought I knew that you had to get like morning sun on it or something.
Yes, you would get them back from that then.
Okay, cool.
Maybe the Morton Cannon mansion has some windows also where the sun can rise.
Well, is there sun in the demon?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think there's.
There's daylight in the mansion, baby. I shape that however I want.
When okay, 1d8 plus 3 church.
I have 100 scantily clad men and women serving us. So I guess Leona and Tira will really just have a little taste of home.
Mhm.
You know, there's a room that is nothing but fainting couches.
And busts of her face.
Beautiful.
It's actually like a giant bust of her head, right? And she has to climb into her own statuesque mouth where there is a fainting couch to sleep on.
I refuse to go into this room.
While we're gonna take the rest, Jacob will sit with Elric.
Okay.
And he will confide in him. So,
I try to hide my discomfort.
Elric,
Yes.
you've been hunting the witchlight, right? This was your. Wow. Sorry, this kitty. Did you poop on me? What is that smell? Oh my
Why
god!
would you do this?
Oh,
How did this happen to me?
the harshest betrayal. Oh, it's so bad.
Do you need some time there?
I just see him cradling Mort and saying these things.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. You've been hunting the witchlight.
Well, it's more like Tira's brother. He had this grand scheme that wasn't really explained to most of us. It's very long stretching plan to try and drive it back. Because when it hit our world, my world, it just destroyed everything. And it caused many aberrations to spawn up in the places that would eventually precede its coming. So I was more like a low-level person,
Well,
admittedly.
I'm sorry about that. It won't happen. You can't destroy the witchlight. It's as far as I know, as far as the Shepherd King told me, the only way to handle it is to bind it to something. He tried to bind. No, not he. He didn't. Peltar tried to bind it to a baby. Didn't work. Salantis tried to bind it, but he just to a place, but he didn't understand the place. I'm going to try to bind it to me. It's not that I want it at all. Really never wanted any of these powers. But
What's happened in the past when people have tried to bind it to a creature?
it's just power. It's untold power. It reminds me of the Ivonus.
I'm not saying that you're not a good fit for this. You have a reasonably pragmatic conscience, but are you able to control such power?
I've had practice. This power isn't exactly easy controlling and raising the dead and the dark powers that.
That's sort of exactly my point, though. I'm not saying that I disagree with the methods you use to practice your art. I'm saying that there are many that would. And would an element of that permeate into it and into you? It's sort of like you're doing something that most people would find a bit reprehensible. And I do not fault you. This is not a critical comment, because I believe you use it with good intentions. But is there not an element of that that will remain?
Well, I mean, I trust everyone in the party to do this. The thing is, everyone has something to live for, and I'm not saying I don't. It's just I've taken this on before. It's just another step up, and I want to know that I can do it. I want to protect the group. You know, a lot of what has happened, I haven't been the wizard that I think you are, and the warrior that Tira is. I want to help. She's got a kingdom to run, and you've got people to get back to and be a champion for.
Probably not, but I understand what you're saying. But so, what happened to the baby?
It was with the Shepherd King.
Right, but why did binding it to a baby not work? Why will binding it to you work?
I think it's a conscience.
You think the baby lacked the capacity to control it?
Yes.
It's true. Babies are very poor at controlling things. Bowels. Vomit. Don't like children, you might have noticed. Not like cats.
That being said, I do think Lodeg would eat everyone. I love him like a brother, but I think he would try to eat everything. So I don't want him to have to try to make the sacrifice and then be mad at himself by literally eating the world.
Does it have to be a thing or a place?
It has to be. I think it has to be a soul.
What if you bound it to something that was abstract?
Concept? Bind it to death?
What if you bound it to something like divinity?
I don't know how much of a chance we're going to get, but I can try.
Yeah.
But if it starts to fail, I don't know how much time we're going to have.
I say let's shelve yours as a we have no time to think. Let's bind it to Jacob. But maybe we should discuss this with Peltar before we commit.
Okay. Again, if there's time.
If there's time, and if there's not, then I will trust you to lead the witch light away from our world.
Yeah.
I do trust you. You know,
I know.
spooky skeletons aside. Could you please get the vampire later away?
Yeah. She's right behind me, isn't she?
Yes,
She's
always.
perpetually.
Yeah.
As you step away, Jacob, Elric, you hear a familiar voice in your head. It says, "We're going to take the witchlight, aren't we?"
Of course we are.
Wonderful.
Oh my god, it smells so good.
Okay.
I have to go. I think I have to go clean up some poop. I will be back.
Okay, you go clean up some poop.
I need to shower.
I think Trent fell asleep.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we are going to call it here for tonight.
Okay.
Oh no.
As
Oh.
it's okay, because you guys are about to go and invade the horrible demon
Territory
horde.
of an ancient demon.
And also,
Yeah.
this is the climax of the campaign, gang.
We are there.
Oh god. Also, Jacob, I love him, but sharing this information with Elric was terrible idea.
Oh, I know.
Also perfect.
Yes.
Jacob
it was
believes that's the
exactly what I
best
wanted.
idea. Larry doesn't think it's the best idea.
So, good job, everybody.
I'm
I
so
think
excited.
Elric would
I'm
do
so
really
scared.
well with the witch light.
Elric
Until
is-
the broad was like, hey,
Yeah.
why don't you just, like, I don't know,
Kill everything.
blow up that continent where, you know, the people are warring all the time? And Elric's like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Fuck
like a
that
great idea.
Elric's
Oh,
going to be
man.
the first person to kill God.
So,
And his mother.
I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
so next week will probably be our last week in the campaign.
Oh my god, already?
Depending on how the fight goes.
Yeah, it's true that once we're
Everyone
all
died.
dead, I mean...
I gotta ask, does everyone level up within the mansion?
Let's do that.
Oh,
Oh yeah, level. That would be fantastic. I would get to level 10. I would have my my third attack.
Then
oh yeah.
everybody levels up.
Yay!
Oh man.
Including the bad guys.
Oh.
Ah.
Wait, do you mean me, or do you mean like
Yes, I mean you.
Typhon?
Typhon's like, yeah, it's 32.
Yeah, this has been exactly what I feared would happen. And you know what the worst part that I realized was that in that fight, I don't believe I had used my Indomitable yet. So I could have tried to not be sucked in the Demonhold.
Oh, it's canon now that's just a legendary resist, right?
Is
Yes,
it or is it not? I
It
don't
is.
want to, like, I remembered that it was, but then you weren't sure. Is it?
It
Is
is.
it not? Okay.
100% just a legendary resistance.
That's so
fuck.
cool.
I do not get my legendary attack, my extra attack. It's at level 11. I'm just level 10. Urgh. That is very unfortunate, and now I'm bummed out.
I'm sorry.